just to watch and have a say.
Okay.
So I think I will try. If I don't play, I can try also talking about it.
Queen Lizzie would love you, because this is the kind of thing that Queen Lizzie carries on her head like mad. I like that. What are you saying?
I said my neck has almost broken.
Yeah, I mean, I like what I hear. I think former players would make great, if not the best, sports journalists, football journalists, because you're not just talking. You know what you're talking about. You felt it. You've experienced it. How long have you been playing?
Since school. Well, this new academy just not 3 months.
Okay.
We just started.
You just joined.
We just found a new management.
Okay. You plan to go pro?
I will. I would love to go pro.
Go
I
pro.
play football.
Okay. Whatever happens. What position do you play in?
Defense 5.
Okay, you are 5.
Defense, yes.
Fantastic. You rock it well.
I am tough.
I like you. I like you so very much already. But let me not become prejudicial, because now you will make me begin to hate MIHX and wish that you will be struck with chicken pox or tomoko, so that you will not be able to talk, so that you can win.
I'm not insecure.
All right. Okay. Let's get into the battle. We'll talk about other things. All the best to both of you.
Thank you, sir.
I like both of you very much, and I hope you progress. But it depends on you. Okay? You know what it means. You lose tonight, it's in the hand of the audience. So
Yeah.
between you and the last battle of the night. 2 minutes for your opening comments. The issue at stake is this. It's a very weird debate. I told you there are weird debates tonight. In fact, the 2 last debates tonight are weird. Weird because these were topics we had chosen before the Champions League finals. The 2 remaining topics. We had chosen those topics before the Champions League final. And we didn't know what was going to happen. After the Champions League final, we were scratching our head that should we change the topic. But we left it like that. I remember MIHX saying all die na die or something like that. I don't know how I'm going to argue this thing, but all die na die. And some people were saying, Mr. Femi has to change this topic. Oh. Yeah. And the guy said, we'll go still battle. I can't wait to see his argument. Here's the topic. Don't laugh, you people at home. Result aside, did PSG play better football than Inter Milan in the UCL final? Results aside. But we know how it is. It's a very tricky thing, because Vivian may get overconfident and say, wait till you want to talk. And she could have come here without bothering. And that is the thing about these battles. All the best to you guys. Vivian, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
MIHX, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Vivian, you will go first.
Okay.
For 2 minutes. Queen Lizzie, do you want us to buy you some time? Are we good? All right. 2 minutes. Your timer starts right now.
Good afternoon, Lagos. Mr. Moderator, co-debater, football faithful. Let's call this what it was. A tactical demolition. A Parisian masterclass. In the UCL final, many expected a tight contest, but what unfolded was not just a win. It was a footballing clinic. Let me start with the scoreline, 5-0, the biggest win margin in Champions League final history. That's not coincidence. That's proper dominance. Let me break it down. Ball possession. PSG controlled 59% of the ball. They didn't just have the ball. They dictated the tempo. Like a world-class register orchestrating the midfield. Inter was just chasing shadows, off ball, out of shape, out of rhythm. Shot count. PSG registered 23 shots. 8 were on target. That's attacking intent. That's penetration. That's an offensive movement in a top gear. And Inter, just 9 shots, 2 on target. That's not pressure. That's passive. Stand-up performances. Let's talk about Desire. At just 19 years, he bagged a brace and assisted one. Hakimi, Kvaratskhelia, and Mayulu all got on his score sheet. PSG didn't rely on a talisman. They attacked as a unit, pressed as a block, and finished as a collective. Let's not forget, this is not Mbappe's PSG, or either Neymar's PSG, or Messi's PSG. This is Enrique. Ball fluid, fearless and tactically mature. They switch formations mid-game, control the flanks, recycle possession like a metronome, and executed their final third entries with surgical precision. Meanwhile, Inter were outrun, outpassed, outclassed in every measurable football metrics. Passing, ball performances, pressing intensities, individual brilliancy. PSG took the crown. So I rest my case. PSG didn't just win. They played better football. They pressed smarter, attacked sharper, and felt as a war. They turned the final into a football textbook. Inter were only reading along. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. She closes her argument. Doesn't she deserve a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen? Sure she does. And she finished just in time before the bell. So that was Vivian. You've heard her argument. She's laid it out. She'll have banter session with MI Checks. But that only after we have heard MI Checks marshal his own argument as to why he thinks a PSG did not play better than Inter Milan on that day of the final. MI Checks for 2 minutes. Are you ready?
Yes.
Pull down your mic a little bit.
All right.
Good. Let's do this.
Football is a beautiful game, and football is more than a scoreline. Though Inter may have lost the game, but Inter arguably played the best football in terms of positional play, intensive execution, and tactical execution. See, I will I will express my point with 3 major points. First of all, tactical discipline. Inter maintained their positional play for all through the game, despite the fact that they went behind very early in the game. They maintained their positional play. They stayed and defend very well. They built on from the back, unlike PSG, who depended on individual brilliance. They focused more on their richness on attack and just scoring goal like they were doing shooting practice. While Inter built on the game from the back. Then secondly is psychological resilience. Despite the fact that they went behind very early in the game, they didn't resort into panic-driven football. They maintained their play. They maintained their football identity. They kept on everything they do and they plan from the manager, so they executed everything from the onset. Although their plan didn't work out, yes, the foul shot on the scoreline, but based on good football quality, they did more. Then I will give third point, which is football, PSG's style of play. PSG focused more on direct play, focusing on counter-attacks and mistakes from Inter Milan's football. They were just scoring goals, and most of us, we tend to forget that football is more than goals. So we watch football like they are TikTok videos. So PSG kept scoring goals, but Inter was busy building up football, playing from the back, and PSG were just focusing on scoring goals. So though Doué and Hakimi had standout performance, but those were individual brilliance, not orchestrated team play. And I'll rest my case.
All right, rest his case. He does. Well done. Well done to you, MI Checks. Okay, brilliant opening. Brilliant opening. Let's go straight into the banter round between Vivian and MI Checks. Both of you, are you ready?
Yes.
I'm loading up for 5 minutes. Remember, let yourselves be heard. I know it's a battle and you have to fight for it, but it's counterproductive if you can't hear you. I may give you more time if the conversation is interesting, or I might reduce your time and stop it if I try to get you to be clearer and I can't. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Vivian, MI Checks for 5 minutes. MI Checks, you'll be given the opportunity of setting the table. Your time starts now.
All right, I would say Inter Milan was playing chess, while PSG was playing FIFA on the beginner mode. Inter were busy building up play from the back, while PSG were just scoring.
No. Coming to that, do you see Dembele's pressing? He couldn't allow someone make passes from the back. He pressed high on the ball at all time. Someone did not even have any chance to press the ball from the back. They are all shooting ball out.
That is because people were only focusing on the goals.
No, that's the outcome of the game. They are playing to win. Is a play to win. That's what brought in the Champions League.
No,
they're not there to play fancy football or be on the ball. They are pressing so high to win.
Yes, they're not there to play fancy football.
That was the game plan. They played to win. They played to win. There was no time Inter started the ball from the back.
Going directly for the
there
goal.
was no time Inter started the ball from the back. Dembele was steady looking at Sommer.
Yes, because they wanted to score goals
from the back.
We didn't come to watch TikTok videos on that day. We come to watch beautiful football game.
That's
PSG were focusing on scoring the goals. They were just there to score the goals and entertain the crowd.
There were everything beautiful about PSG ball.
Hold on.
There everything about PSG ball. This even time in the midfielder. In the midfield,
yes.
He was orchestrating the midfield like a pro, giving out passes.
See, Vivian,
Hakim starting from behind, overlapping, underlapping,
Vivian, I won't lie to
and
you.
got a score from the behind.
I don't think Inter lost the game.
That's not.
I don't think
that's
Inter
not
lost the
coincidence.
Game. Inter just ran a masterclass of unappreciated
No, they lost
football.
the game. They lost the game. See,
they just ran a masterclass of unappreciated football.
It was not a training season. It was a final.
Inter was playing the beautiful game.
It was a final.
PSG were creating TikTok videos.
They are not crazy.
This is what is highlight reels.
This is how much it meant for them for 60 years. It meant so much to them. They needed to win.
PSG goals.
Yes, they needed to win. That's what the goal was.
It's not all about
It
winning.
was important to them. 60 years without any trophy.
It's not all about winning in a football game.
It's about the winning. You're getting it wrong.
It's about the winning. It's not about winning.
Football without the winning. And without the winning champion.
It's meant to be enjoyed.
You're a Liverpool supporter.
Yes, I'm a Liverpool fan.
So what's it about playing for the Premier League without the win? At the end, you can't do the winners. You won the victory.
Yes,
that's what it means. Football is about winning.
No, it's not all just about winning.
Other things are committed to playing football, but at the end, it's the score that matters for Champions League.
It's not the scores that matter.
It's the winning. So what does it matter?
Everything matters.
How do you win
the
Champions League
game,
score?
enjoying the game, it matters.
I enjoy every part of the game. Everyone does.
Inter
because that day, I know that
football. I wouldn't lie to you.
FIFA will be ashamed of
Inter played
the
a
outcome
very
of the final because Inter came there for just.
Inter only fell short on the scoring part of the game.
No, they were not even trying. They were not even making any attempt. It was just nice shots, two on target.
Inter football was Michelin star. The problem is just that there was no chef on the box.
That's a lot. That's
just the problem.
No,
Inter played a very beautiful football.
You can't see. And as we do see, the build up from the team, young players, talented.
Exactly. I will counter that point there.
That.
See, Inter were robbed.
Robbed with what?
Yes,
you have old men that should be qualified for UFC. They're all masculine. They're playing masculine.
Yes, they were robbed by teenage overperformance. Desiree Doué was too young and he was scoring. He had a standard moment. But despite the fact that he had a standard moment, it was just the goals.
No, it wasn't just about the goal. It was about the contribution.
It was just about the goals.
He assisted and scored twice.
Exactly.
It's not coincidence.
If you can hear yourself, everything you'll be saying about this argument is the goals.
No, I'm talking about the players individually. I called Kvaratskhelia, I called Hakimi. They were all good. No.
Goals and assists.
Oh, what about Vintia in the midfielder? In the midfield, he was sharing balls.
You mean Vitinha?
He was sharing balls. He was there, moving from making passes, going for a run, overlapping, outrunning your 5-man midfield.
No, they were not out front.
They were out front. They were out pass. They were out class. Everything.
Barella, they all played a beautiful game.
Ball possession as well. What handles the ball possession? Is it not the midfielders?
Yes,
it's in the midfield. And even with your midfield, I still have more ball possession more than you.
Let me come to the ball possession part. If you
I
check
still
the
have
ball
more possession more than you.
possession,
59%.
Yes, that is because of the 5 goals.
So hold on. Then you have 5 men in the midfield. What are they doing? If I
they
have that
play beautiful
59%.
football. If you cannot score a goal in the Champions League final that you lost 5-0, I see you have 41%
it's an embarrassment. It's an embarrassment. The highest score margin in history.
Yes, the only reason that is an embarrassment is that people has been built to look on the scoreline
embarrassment.
and not the
I feel like you guys
tactical analysis of the
after
game.
you beat Barcelona with just escaping now because you are too confident. PSG had a game plan. I could see Dembele facing Sommer with aggressiveness. You could not even play ball from behind.
I don't agree with you with that.
You
everything about PSG, everything about PSG was just the goals.
No.
Everything about PSG was just the
I'm asking you a question. What is important in football? Is it the winning? Is it the scoreline? Is it the winning?
Let me answer your question.
And also, it's the final. No.
Let me answer your question.
And it's the final. What matters more? It was the winning.
Yes.
And that
let me answer your question. You asked me a question.
PSG came to win.
Yes, you just said something. Yes, winning matters in football.
Yes.
But the topic of the day says regardless results. So if you take out the 5 goals that PSG scored, there's nothing else.
No. See, shots, they beat you. Possession, they beat you. Individual brilliance, they beat you.
No, I don't agree with individual brilliance.
They beat you in everything.
The only reason why PSG was exceptional.
Even your striker, Martinez, he didn't even have one shot on target.
Yes, for the striker part on Inter, we agree. Inter fell short on the
Their
striker
midfield as
department,
well. Their
but
midfield as
everything
well.
else they were
Their
better.
midfield as well. Given their defense, see how the captain controlled the team. They were not even shiver with the age difference. They played solid football. From their heart, they came to win. They played football. They touched ball. That's why they have those numbers ahead of you. That's what football said.
Yes, they had those numbers
So
ahead of you.
what
But
shows the proper football?
I kept telling you
What
that
shows
those
proper
were
football
based
with all
on
of those-
individual
without those
brilliance.
numbers?
It's not orchestrated team play.
There
In
was-
terms of orchestrated team play, Inter did better. And because
There
they
was
built from
goalkeeper
the back.
involvement as well. You could see from behind. The keeper from PSG was touching balls. He was. They play from behind. You guys weren't even pressing them that much.
They
You guys
pressed.
came to just have fun.
No.
Them they came there to play. They came to
If
play
you take
for the
out the fun
badge.
from football, then what is remaining?
Now I'm asking you again. With the fun and everything, PSG beat you 100.
All right. And so the spirited banter round is over. I'd added an extra minute to that. Thank you very much for the fight. Appreciate it. That's Vivian and MI Checks. Ladies and gentlemen, Vivian and MI Checks. So, one final thing to do. After that argument, it's time for you to close. Make your point. Vivian, you go first. You need some time or you're good?
Okay.
Huh?
I need some time.
You need a little time?
Yes.
Okay. So we'll buy Vivian a tiny bit of time. And in just a bit, we'll come back to it. It's a fine opportunity for us to play Believe and hope that both contestants can show that much belief that they can succeed and progress after this battle. Right after this.
I'm trying hard to be somebody, but all I see are roadblocks in my way. I hear a voice deep within me saying you're the best, no matter what they say. We may not be tough or look like we are much, but we will bear our honor shield. And even though outnumbered 1,000 men to 1, we will give our all on the battlefield.
Achievement. Every shot taken is a shot we believe in. First out of time, good game, no cheating. Sport got my heart, fair play, no deceiving. I dot my eyes, cross my T's. I got quality to steal the lead. Don't mind no adversity. Staying on straight path, y'all follow me. It's not make believe, just believe it. Yeah, you don't see it yet. We at the top, so we never gonna leave the set. Say we never gonna leave the set. Say what? Say we never gonna leave the set. Facts are facts. Somebody bounce. Femi and the gang, yeah, close on the lumber. When we on air, turn up like samba. Best sport team, just so you remember.
This team. For 3 great seasons, the fans have fought with passion and fire, their best they brought. The banter was bold, the debates were tight, each word a weapon, each match a fight. But now it's bigger, the stakes much higher, the battle returns and it's full of fire. Fan Battle 4 with Femi and the Gang, the 99.3 Nigeria Info, the stage is bang. In partnership with Sports Salon, we raise the game with glory, honor, and a shot at fame. Think you've got what it takes to score? Then step right up. It's time for more.
Fan Battle 4 starts Tuesday, June 3rd through July from 7 p.m. weekdays on Nigeria Info.
Fan Battle 4. Let the battle begin.
Welcome back. It's now time for the closing arguments between Vivian and MI Checks. Vivian, You're the motion proposer, so you go first, after which MI Checks will do so. 2 minutes for each of you. Vivian, the clock starts to count for you right now.
So why Inter brought hearts, PSG brought the arts. They didn't just win. They orchestrated a footballing symphony. Ball positioning, fluid passing, positioning awareness, tactical discipline, off the ball movement, team chemistry, name it all. Solid threatening, communication and leadership by their captain. So I would say in every ramification of football, PSG played better football. That what got them the crown. Thank you.
Thank you very much. She ends it in a mere matter of seconds. Thank you very much. About half a minute of delivery. Sharp and clean, and it's over. Over now to our opponent, MI Checks. You got 2 minutes max. Your time starts right now.
Yes, the scoreline was damning, but it's not always reflective of quality football. Yes, PSG, Inter may have fallen short on the scoring side, but in terms of purist football, their style was more systematic, methodical, and tactically sound. I will end my argument by likening that match to a movie. Inter wrote the script, built the play, chose the characters, and introduced everything. What happened is that PSG just came on the last episode of the series and won the Oscar. And it will take someone with a very low intelligent quotient to watch a good movie and give all the accolades and all the credit to the protagonist of the movie. You know that every good movie starts with the director and the person that wrote the script and the producer and everything. That's what makes a good movie. So if you are focusing on the goals only, that means you are not analyzing football very well. So I would say PSG did better. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And he ends it with a lot of time to spare as well. Bright debate from true bright faces and minds. Fantastic. Vivian, the footballer. MI Checks, the electrician. Bring football and electricity together. It's electrifying. An electrifying debate and banter that we just had between Vivian and MI Checks. So let the scoring take its course, our judges. Let's see how you have decided. Opportunity to also hear what your thoughts are. Who wants to share their thoughts first this time? Maybe other than Overdose. Overdose wants to. You want to go again?
Colizia is attacking, so maybe she should go first. Just to change the status quo. Go first, please.
All right.
Okay, so how do you fight a losing battle? By acknowledging exactly what it is. It's a lost battle.
A lost battle.
And this is what today's debate was all about. Vivian was not trying to prove to us that PSG played better football on the night or the score and everything. Everything is there for people to see. So if let's take it outside the studio, it is not a debate. This is every pundit will tell you that. MI Checks is arguing a losing battle. And for me, I'll say, think about it. You don't say, and I'm going to say this, and this is for you, this is for other people, right? Strategy really matters in a debate. So you come in, yes, you acknowledge the fact that PSG, they were brilliant. They were brilliant on the night. You cannot say they were not brilliant. So the closing argument saying that Inter Milan wrote the script, they did this, they did that. I was like, is he kicking himself in the foot a little bit? But this is called the Champions League what? Finals. The finals of the final. Immediately you've made it in the Champions League, you're already in the finals. So how do you argue that, right? That was just one final of finals that we've been watching since. So it's an open conversation. You know, so there were so many ways you could have pushed it. I was like, oh my, okay, you cannot. So that's how you think about it. How do you fight a losing battle? By acknowledging that you were lost. Inter Milan, were they brilliant on the night? Not necessarily brilliant on the night, but then PSG had an advantage that sometimes they had depth, they had Inter Milan had injuries issues. PSG, you could go to the fact that they were richer, they had all of these things. You have to take our mind away from that game. Very important, because you cannot convince us that this was not brilliant, but you have to take our mind away from it and be like, you need us to look at the face, yes, but then look at the leg, look at the waist. So how do you fight a losing battle? It's very important in this kind of an argument. You're losing already. The topic has already lost you. But how do you fight it? Very important strategy.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you.
You know, just like Queen Lizzie said, you know, I was hearing, what's your name again? Sorry? MI checks. Yes, I was hearing MI checks, and I wanted to check whether truly, you know, there wasn't somebody forcing you to argue this argument. If I wasn't the commentator of the final of the Champions League and you were talking, maybe I would have said, okay, he has a point. But I was watching the game, not just watching, commentating it. And scoreline aside, you know, even you, while Vivian was making a point, you were saying exactly, yes. There are sometimes you say yes, but you will now come back and say, what did I say? And you now want to come and, you know, facelift it. But like Queen Lizzie said, it was a losing battle, to be honest. I don't think the electricity worked for you this time around, because in every department, from defense to midfield to attack, PSG just told Inter Milan that, look, we are here to win this. They schooled them with the one-touch passing, with the offensive play, the 5-man. I didn't see Barella. Çalhanoğlu was nowhere to be found. Martinez and Thuram were just spectators. So on every ground, yeah, you tried. I mean, but just as I was about to give you okay, let me not say, I was about to give you a score, but you now brought in that movie and said the movie is all about director. I said, no, what's this guy saying? No. I just changed it. So it is what it is, my brother. I've been in that situation before, and yes, in an argument you must choose a side, but you were in deep end already before you started, and you could have done so much to convince. Well, maybe not so much, because I mean, a lot of people watch our final, so maybe I'll say you'll have done so little to convince people about what it was that you wanted to say, but you tried. I mean, you actually stood up like a man that you are, and you know, you faced the argument, which is commendable. Not many people will want to come here knowing that kind of topic and still battle, but you did it, and that I must commend, you know, the bravery from you. But that aside, man, my brother, it is what it is. It is what it is. But thank you.
I think we can take solace in the fact that he's a better battler than the previous battle that we just saw.
Yeah.
And I think that's where my mind is going. That Lagos, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but there's another route, even if he gets to lose this battle, even if. But just to address this, all right, in a situation where you are facing an argument like this that is very, very one-sided because of the nature, you have to broaden the spectrum of that argument. Paris Saint-Germain is not a better team than Inter until that final in the Champions League, and you can take that to the bank. I needed you to appeal to the emotion of we here and the people at home, how Inter got to the final with the best defense.
Those that focused only on the final.
You have to force the issue, because already you have your back against the wall. So you have to look at other things that have worked for Inter as a squad. The final does not exist in isolation. Lizzie talked about it. The Champions League is the finals. They say the finals and then the final. All right, so what you can do is broaden the spectrum. Talk about the highs of Inter getting to that point. All right, yes, it was a final where things went wrong, but they stuck to the structure which worked for them all through. Defensive structure, how they played out from the back. Yes, it was difficult for them to transit forward, but they maintained that structure. You should have stressed on that. You should have talked about blocks. You should have talked about Sommer. He considered 5 on the night, but on different day, that game could have been more than 5. All right, you could have talked about no goalkeeper have played more progressive passes from goal than Sommer in this season's Champions League. All right, so it's a tough argument to make. But listen, life is not always fair, and you have to find your way around situations. All right, so go for a broader spectrum. All right, talk about it. In the league phase, they considered just one goal, scored 11. PSG were how many games away from being knocked out? Some may come out and tell you that, hey, PSG had a younger squad. Of course, with all of the very experienced and aging players that Inter had, they were still able to get the team to that level. So, yes, it's tough, but you have to find solutions. All right, broaden it, drag her into places she doesn't want to go to. When you have the head-to-head, that is your job. Make the argument difficult for her. Distort it if you have to. Divert it if you have to. But that is the point you're coming from, because already you are disadvantaged based on the reality. But I think you are a good battler, and I think that this competition needs you. I want to hear you on a more balanced topic here, and we'll see how that goes. Vivian, beyond the points that you made, why I liked you and like you is the artistry at which you put your points forward. I love the way you scripted and you used your script. I love your use of words, even though, yes, you were reading sometimes, but I loved listening to it. In fact, when you were talking, I wasn't really hearing about, because we all know PSG were the better side. But I was interested in your use of words, your expression, you were fluent. So I was concerned about your delivery beyond the points, because obviously I know what the points are. I wanted somebody who will convince me. I don't care if PSG were the better. I needed more. And I think that you did it. So, I'll leave Femi to share the score, but I hope that Lagos does what is right. Lizzie?
I've been crying and crying. Turn out my mind.
He's been looking down.
I was going to say, when you mentioned to Vivian, her job was to remind us of what happened, and she did. And then because your closing was very short. On this battle, you might have scaled through and be like, okay, but it's very dangerous, very, very dangerous to not have a closing for 2 minutes prepared.
You can't make that mistake again.
Yeah. You can, the opening is very open. Remember, your opponent is listening to your opening, and in your banter, they will take apart your opening. It's very important to take that apart while you guys banter. Your closing is your opportunity to say everything you have to say, and your opponent cannot do anything about it anymore. That is where you remind us that you have the better points, you have everything. So your closing is something you prepare for your opening, because it set the tone. Especially if you're in the blue corner, you set the tone. Most times you set the tone for how the debate might go. But when you're closing, you really have got to use that 2 minutes and prepare for it. If he had any leg to stand on, was that okay? He's opening, he's closing. He spent longer time on it. Yeah, there are some things he could have tweaked. Yeah. But very important, if you make it through to the next debate, please prepare for your closing. Get your point, get your fact, and then go for it. Very important.
Thank you very much. And so here are the results. George Lizzie scores this battle. 10-9, 10-8, 10-9. It's 30-26 for Vivian. George Tony scores it 10-9, 10-8, 10-9. It's 30-26 for Vivian. George Overdose scores it 10-9, 10-7, 10-8, 30-24, and a total score of 90-76 for your winner by unanimous decision. Vivian. Congratulations, Vivian.
Thank you so much.
You have a ticket from all 3 judges by unanimous decision.
Thank you so much.
So into the round of 24 you go now. Before the end of the night, we will know who you will go up against. After the last battle, we will know who you will go up against. But you will either go up against the person who was saved in Group G,
Okay.
or if you finish second in Group H, you will go against the other winner who finished second. Yeah. So at this point now, the only thing we know for a certainty is that you're not going to meet Ben. You are going to meet either Slim, who just finished, or yes, you either meet Slim or you meet either of the 2 losers in that battle, which will be Adeshola or Peter. All right?
Okay.
But you can't meet Ben at this point because Ben is the top guy in that group. All right? Your battle will be next Thursday.
Okay.
You have training on Thursday evenings?
No, Wednesday.
Okay. Brilliant. So I look forward to seeing you again on Thursday. I want you to wait a little while. We're going to go take some comments. Tony, we do have comments?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And a couple of calls.
A couple of calls, yes, before we go to the final debate of the night. So, let's see.
All right. Lagos. Well, don't forget you can join us via the stream, YouTube, Facebook, Nigeria Info 993, and drop your comments. Let's know that you're there with your message. We'll take them and we'll give you a shout out as well. 020127700993 for the ladies. You've got a special line 0201-465-7190, and our WhatsApp line 0809-597-5805. Let's feel your presence live in the studio. Share with us your thoughts, especially as regards the most recent battle, and if you have any advice for any of them, all right, giving the context as well, because I mean, I feel like you'll be in situations where you have to defend the things that maybe sound obvious. That's what lawyers do now, don't they? So you just never know. Maybe somebody has something for you. MI checks. Hello, are you there? All right, call us back if you can. Let's see this. Hello.
Good afternoon, the voice of Lagos Overdose, Mr. Femi. This is Pete Obons from Shangutedo.
Pete, welcome. Let's go.
Yeah. Tony, I want to say what you just said, credible. Because if you look, the guy was fighting a lost battle. So would have done assertions from the various games they've played, and that would have knocked it for him. What I want to say, kudos to Vivian. The battle is not lost. He could still go prepare for next season. Good evening.
Thank you so much, Peter Bonds.
Yeah, go and vote for him.
Yeah. Don't wait for next season. Don't save him.
Yeah, yeah.
Go and
get stuck on. Yeah.
And you see his name there, MI Checks, right?
MI Checks. It's written as, it looks like My Checks. Yeah.
Again, good afternoon, Uncle Femi. Respect, Lizzie, and Bruce. Mr. Femi, I appreciate the fact that sourcing topics could be quite challenging, but digging a hole and doing, before the jumping starts, there's a hole there, and we know this guy is saying he's going to fall into this hole. He falls, we start giving lecture how to. He could have had that grass. So I will suggest. I know it's difficult, with all respect. Maybe when we face this kind of thing and this one-sided, we will try to find another topic. It's an innocent, humble.
Yeah.
Can I answer this? Because Sports Salon, we are also very involved in how the topics go, and it's very important, right? First of all, like Femi mentioned at the beginning, this topic was before the finals, and then they had a choice to either debate it or not debate it, because which is something we give the contestant. You say the topic, and we have you can pick from this. If this is very difficult, 2 contestants can come together and ask for a change. They decided to go for it. But also very important, there are many times where in life, in a debate, whatever, you're going to be fighting a losing battle. right? Very important. Sometimes the guys come into the studio and they're talking about something, or when they do their counter, sometimes it's very obvious. It doesn't make sense that this thing is what it is, but then you have to go for it. And what we did, there might be times in other debate, every debate that has come up here has, whether you say you're proposing or opposing, if you sit down and look at all of the points, it leans towards one corner at the end of the day. How much that leans is different on different occasions.
Degrees.
But it's very important that as a presenter, as a debater, whatever it is you go out to do, you have to learn to fight a losing battle. Very important. It's not just when it favors you, it's when there's no chance for you. Like, absolutely. So I needed to say that. But
Okay,
Femi can
brilliant. I mean, it's called being the devil's advocate.
Yeah.
And it's a skill that you need to develop and you can learn. I remember when I was setting up the sports team for Nigeria for some 15 years ago or so, 14, 15 years ago. I remember what my mandate was to the team, the pioneer team then. And I told them, I said, look, in our job is like law. Do you understand? The law does not care about what is true. It cares only about what can be proved. Do you understand? If you can prove it, which is why in law, somebody saw you carry gun and shot this person, pow, and the person died, and they declared the person dead. The law will still ask for a coroner's investigation into what killed that person. And do you know that person could walk free if they could prove that this person died, though his death just coincided with the shooting or something else killed him? This guy, if for instance, just say for instance, this person was already terminally ill and had gone to do a result, and the doctor was like, that this guy only has 3 days to live, and this is the third day.
That's a loophole.
This is the third day. And it has happened where sometimes, even if you are still going to face consequence, it can be the difference between a first degree murder or a second degree murder or something like that in law. So somehow it could just you could just tone it down to okay, it wasn't my gun that killed him. Maybe it was he fell or I hit his head, or he died of shock. In fact, this guy he has medical records that his heart condition is not so good. All of these things play. So I told the guys, I said, I do not want to ever hear all of you in the studio agreeing. Femi and the gang, because this is 2025 now, 2 people are in the studio, sometimes 1, sometimes 3. But back in the day, Tony,
it used to be.
We came
like a family.
We came into the studio. If we know plenty, we will reach 6 to 8 in the studio, live studio at the time. And my mandate to them is I never want to hear all of you agreeing, because once you all agree, we have taken a position, and Nigeria Info has no position. Do you understand? So, and I said I need somebody to play the devil's advocate. One of you, make it a habit, because you don't leave it to chance. And I said this was going to happen to the person. That person will be hated by the audience first. They were like, why is everybody saying white? Everybody is saying white. You are saying black. Why are you like this? So they will insult you. But keep it up. They will love you later for it. And one of the team, I said I needed a volunteer. And one of the guys said I will volunteer to do it. And he became the most popular member of the team at that time. Do you understand? So I get the point. I totally understand that caller's thing, that it was a lost cause, you could not fight it. And it's true. We had chosen the topic before the Champions League final. And we also gave the contestants the opportunity to come together and change a topic at any time. But it was a good cause. It's not that he lost. We have seen that this guy can debate.
That's right.
Do you understand?
Absolutely.
And what I'm going to say is that if you want to hear him more, vote for him. Go to Fikets.com. Fikets.com. His name is M.I. Checks. Just look for there are 2 names there. There is Michael, but there is also M.I. Checks. So M-I-C-H-E-X.
I checked the website. It was written ML Checks there.
Okay.
Oh, it was written ML Checks.
Yeah, there was a mistake.
All right.
Well, sorry about that. Is it capital letter L or small letter L?
Capital letter L.
Well, I do. So sometimes I don't know what happened, but so you might see it as ML checks. I don't know what I can be. I will see if they can. I'm just hearing about that. I have not been going to decide myself. I'll ask if they can change it to MI checks, but it's written like as ML checks. It's the standout name. The name is different. So, thank you very much. Don't forget, when you vote for him, you are not only sponsoring him by buying him a ticket to the next round. You are also sponsoring Fan Battle. Many of our fans say, I enjoy your program so much. We want to sponsor. Here's your opportunity. Your 500 naira. The list is 500 naira. So one ticket is 500 naira. You could buy 2. You could buy 10. You could buy 100. If you buy 10, that's 5,000 naira. Do you understand? And say, I sponsor that program. So that if anybody is telling you nonsense, so what are you talking about? This is a program that I personally sponsor.
That's right. you become a stakeholder.
You become a stakeholder straight. All right. Thank you very much, Lagos. Okay. Well, MI checks. Yeah. Your fate is in the hands of the audience now. Is there anything you want to tell them?
Yeah, I want to say, first of all, we were given the opportunity to change the topic, but there is something I believe in life. Life is not all about winning. Being here already is a win for me. So amazing. I wanted that challenge. I wanted to go deep and see what I can do. So, like I said, all die and I die.
All die and I die. I like it.
All live now, live.
Exactly.
I like that quote. So, and do you feel you are living here better than you came?
Of course. For the fact that I've known my opponent, it's very, very nice.
She can also lead, the voting for him. So see, she has volunteered to help you to get more support.
The Bible says you has found a. I don't even know whether you guys have found something even more
than that.
Time will tell. And I will be there to celebrate. All right. Thank you very much. We'll take a quick break. Did we take some comments?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So let's take a break and get ready for the last battle of the day. Lagos.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info.